I'm gonna follow back. My name is Yasha Ben Yishrael. I've been studying with the biblical, the Bible, all of my life, probably about 40 years. Out of 48 years of my life, I've been studying it for about 41 of them, basically ever since I've learned how to read. I've been studying. I started out as a Pentecostal minister. From that, I evolved to a Messianic Hebrew, and today I am just a straight Old Testament Benzodaki Israelite. Okay? I call this meeting here because I have some questions that I like to ask you so I can understand where you're coming from. I am not a Kemetic scholar. I know very little about Kemet. It is not my goal here to debate or to argue or even discuss Kemet, not from my standpoint. I do not talk about things that I don't know about. I only listen when it comes to things that I don't know about. And if I do talk, it would be in the series of asking questions to get a basic understanding. One of the problems that I see, and the reason why I see you are the champion to this day, is because many Israelites, when they debate people, they come with these straw man arguments. If any man was to come with the Israelite straw man argument prepared for me, he will lose miserably. And this is the reason why I called this, because I do not argue straw man arguments with nobody. I debate the individual and I discuss with the individual. And this is what I want to do. I have a series, maybe about 12 questions that I would like to ask you. That being stated, I yield the mic. All right. That's Yasha, a.k.a. Terry. All right, now the champ is in the building. The champ is here. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, all right? Unmute your mic, family.
Peace, everyone. My name is Amenhotep. I've been teaching for several years, a few decades now. I teach Sabayit Mayat, which are the instructions of Ma'at. I'm here as Ben, for those who don't know, because I had my very first interaction with Judah Natsara. At the end of that interaction, which is me just introducing who I was, he challenged me to a debate, which inevitably had him lose his title to 5 judges that actually all acknowledge the Bible in some way. So now I'm the champion. I'm here to discuss with the brother Yasha any questions that he may have. This is not a debate. I just want to hear what he wants to talk about. And I'm open. I'm glad to be on the Lions Den. I like this. I'm promoting it to a lot of people. And I want people to know about this because I want people to be able to discuss openly and debate and sharpen their skills and their swords or to learn, regardless of what their belief is. Okay, peace.
Right. So basically, Yasha is going to ask you a few questions, kind of figure you out, see what you believe in, what you don't believe in, and, you can go from there. All right. Yes. My first question I wanted to ask was how long have you been studying? You kind of answered that in your introduction. You said several decades. Several, you mean like 70 years? Several? I mean, like how many decades would you say that you've been studying?
I've been teaching since 1993. I've been teaching for over 20 years. So I've been teaching since 93. I became an official teacher in 1995.
Okay. Being that we are in a European paradigm, being that we speak a European language, we read and write a European language, what is your take on higher education, like colleges, universities, and things of that nature?
Okay. Also, before we start, Jeremiah Judah, I'm just seeing you on the screen. Is that how it's supposed to be, or is it? There we go. Okay. Here you go. If I understand the question properly, Yasha is asking, how do I feel about higher education?
Yeah, basically, like in colleges, universities, European education, basically.
Well, that actually depends on the topic. That actually really depends on the topic. Because European education could cover everything from math to geometry, geology, science, English. It depends. I don't send my children to any European school, so I don't advocate so-called European education. But if someone is getting any type of paperwork in a mathematical educational form in a European college, I wouldn't denounce that or speak badly upon it. I would give them the history of where math originated from, but I don't have any problem with European math per se. For European history, yes.
So you basically would not advocate going to European colleges and universities studying Egyptology and stuff like that?
I would. It depends. It really depends on the situation. I speak to people that are going to colleges to become Egyptologists, and I would advocate that because we need some more of our people in that position so they can go over to connect and represent and see some of the lies and then come back and correct them. So it depends on the situation. I would promote that in certain circumstances. Not as the end all education, of course.
Do you believe that you are a scholar?
Yeah, scholar. I've been to schools and I teach. I've taught scholars, yeah.
Do you believe the scholarship should be validated?
That depends because the validation is the logical fallacy of appealing to the masses. So that really depends because you can be validated.
Let me better ask that. There's a lot of people, as you see today, that are Facebook scholars, YouTube scholars. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
and in my journey, there are certain disciplines that I come across where you need a teacher. Okay? There are certain disciplines that you will catch hell learning this discipline by yourself. I'm asking you, do you believe that you should be validated, and if so, who validated you? Where's that finger?
Okay, wonderful. So as far as being a scholar, a scholar actually just means a student.
Yeah. So, meaning that you would have to have a teacher. Who was your teacher?
I've had a few teachers. At one point in time, I was under a man named Malachi. And during my early years, I learned under the teacher.
Is that Malachi, New York?
Yeah, I used to live with him.
I'm debating him as well. That's another heavyweight I've debated. But, okay, let me get to these other questions here. You say Malachi, who else would you say were your teachers?
I've learned under, studying-wise, I've learned under Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark. As far as personally, just when I was young, my only personal one-on-one teacher of religion was Malachi. As far as
so, do you know how to read the hieroglyphics?
To the best of my ability. It takes several years. I've been translating the Quran Harut since 2006. So I read to the best of my ability.
How did you learn this? Because what I'm trying to figure out is, did you have a teacher there showing you the craft and how this stuff is supposed to go, or did you learn this through osmosis?
Kind of both. I do comparative linguistic studies, and I've also learned from a teacher, but as far as my understanding of the matter, I've learned mostly through comparative linguistics.
Comparative linguistics? What languages would you compare the matter to?
Let's take for example, I don't want to call it Hebrew because there actually is no language anciently called Hebrew, but let's say the Punic Canaanite language that people are calling Torah.
You talk about the Canaanite language, the Canaanite language?
Yes, which is a mutation of Medu Neter. If you look at some of the words such as the Samek, which means stability, it is the exact symbol of the Dejed and Kemet, which is the stability of the spine. So I can do comparative and look at the Samek and understand why it means stability and not just say it means stability for no reason. I give it its origins because the Dejed symbol of stability existed much longer than the Canaanite Samek and the Hebrew Samek, what is modern day Hebrew now. I compare the languages.
So, you believe that learning the Canaanite language will help you to understand? Hold on. Everybody listen, Mike is not speaking. I just want to let the audience know that number one contender, Onias, the 7 Judah Navis has joined the building. And we got Dewan Africanite in here. You know, he kicked the ass on Maccabees TV. He proved that Esau is not the white man. When he whooped Jeremiah, he said he Yah's ass. I want to welcome y'all to the show. But let's let these brothers speak for a minute and y'all can jump in here shortly.
Okay, so Woon and Onias 7th. Oh, Judah Naz. Onias 7th is Judah Naz. Yes, he declined the rematch publicly. Okay.
He changed his mind. But we'll get to that.
We'll get to it. Okay.
I'm familiar with the Phoenician alphabet. I actually speak Phoenician. I speak Arabic. I speak Hebrew. How I discovered that I speak Phoenician is that I speak Arabic and Hebrew, and I came across Phoenician scripts. because when I came across these scripts, I understood every word. Somehow Phoenician is like a mixture of Hebrew and Arabic. If you can understand both Hebrew and Phoenician and Arabic, you can understand Phoenician. It's very close, like, to both of those languages.
And that is exactly, you're exactly right, because the Arabic and the Hebrew descended from it. That's why it's very close, because that's the parent language of both of those languages. So you're right, yes.
So what that would lead me to ask is, would you say the Phoenician language is closer to the Kemetic actual speaking language that they had in their society, or would you say that Coptic is closer to the Kemetic language?
Which one is closer as far as the speaking sentence of it would be the Coptic. As far as the symbols of it, that would be the Canaan symbols. As far as symbol-wise, that's an interesting question, because in ancient times the language was understood first through symbols and pictographs, and then it became sentence structure. So it's closer in one regard, but the Coptic is closer in another, more recent regard. Yes.
So would it be safe to say that ancient Kemet was a place that had multiple languages going on, like a metropolis?
Ancient Kemet, no.
You had the Kemetic language, you had the Phoenician language. Both of those had to have been going on in Kemet, correct?
In ancient Kemet, no. At some point in time when Phoenicians came in, yes, but in ancient Kemet and the oldest Kemet, no. Kemet has been around for thousands and thousands of years, so there's been a lot of immigration. There's been a lot of mixture of other cultures entering. So,
would you say that there were paradigm shifts in these languages when they were spoken in that land, or did they coexist simultaneously? This is what I'm asking.
Oh, did people speak Phoenician at a time where Amenhotep was spoken? Yes.
In that
video, so
yeah. What about Hebrew?
Videos I just did, like in the den and shit, and what.
There's what are you calling Hebrew? The modern day.
I think I
the language of the Tanakh.
Upload as of today.
Oh, that's extremely recent.
You know, my shit
that was not spoken in the time of ancient Kemet simultaneously whatsoever. No.
How can you prove that linguistically this is not the same language as the Phoenician? Because I see it as identical. Even now. I'll give you an example, okay? Let's say the sentence, the big dog, a simple three-sentence,
I saw
a three-word sentence, okay? In Hebrew, I would say, Hakalib Hagadol. In Phoenician, I would say Hakalib Hakabir. In Arabic, I would say Al-Kalib Al-Kabir. Do you see the similarities?
All of these guys win by doing the same shit. If you could,
brother Yasha, could you tell the audience what you just said? What was that now?
Everybody, yeah.
Could you tell the audience what you just said? No, 3 languages. I was giving an example of the closeness between Hebrew, Arabic, and Phoenician. I'll give a three-word sentence, like the big dog or the big house or whatever. Okay. Now, in Hebrew, I will go with the oldest language first. In Phoenician, the Phoenician way of saying the big dog is Hakalib Hakabir. In Hebrew, it would be Hakalib Hagadol. In Arabic, it would be Al-Kalib Al-Kabir.
Yeah, I like to.
So I'm demonstrating the closeness in the relationship of these languages, and I'm showing them how that the Hebrew and Phoenician is pretty much the same language today as what it has been thousands of years ago. Okay, as long as you use the words pretty much.
Yeah,
pretty much. You know, speak both of these languages, you know, I'm able to see that these languages are pretty much the same.
Give him a couple
If you understood Hebrew, you could understood Phoenician. The crazy part about it is understand Arabic.
He's not correct.
It's kind of funny how that goes. You can understand this language, you can understand this one, but you can't understand this one. But you can understand this one and can't understand that one. It's kind of crazy how that works. So that's what came first. I'm gonna have to see Phoenician. Yes. Yeah, because the Canaanites are older than the Israelites.
Exactly. Exactly. Which is
there's some scholars that say the Hebrew language came first. I mean, that's what I read. There are those who say that, and I've read that and I've heard that, but I've never seen no evidence to substantiate that. So what I do know is parent language of Hebrew. And what I do know is that the Canaanite language was spoken all throughout Euclid and all throughout Mesopotamia, all throughout the Middle East, all throughout Africa, all throughout Ethiopia. You know, the Canaanite language actually started in Ethiopia.
I completely agree with what you're saying. You, somebody who knows a little bit, can you hear me?
Yeah, I have to go outside because they're doing something and I don't want to be interrupted, so I'm out in the car. They don't mess up your Wi-Fi, is it? Nah, they don't mess up that. Go right outside the router. Okay,
Wait, 1 second, please.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. So, I absolutely agree with you, and even though these three languages are very similar, according to dates and archaeological finds, as you call evidence. Yes, evidence. I agree that the Punic, the Canaanian, predates what we're calling modern day Hebrew, Aramic, and those two would predate what we call Nabatean Arabic, the oldest Arabic. They do all have times where one did not. So I agree with you. Yes, you're right.
All right, I have another question. Do you believe that the Bible was stolen or plagiarized from ancient Kenya?
Yes, not the whole Bible though. There's different Bibles. There's different Bibles.
Okay, I was going to ask you about that. Can you explain to me what you mean by that? Like, I mean, I do know that there's different Bibles, but that is kind of vague. Tell me what.
Okay, so
which one would you say that is not a plagiarism?
Was the father of Yasha Ben Yishrael, and these men conquered Kemet. These kings conquered Kemet. At that time in Nineveh, they had the largest library known to the world. And when they conquered Kemet, they absorbed the Kemetic libraries of information, and then they were conquered. And after the Persians ruled Kemet, then Alexander came in 332 and conquered Darius. And now Alexander had access to the largest libraries in the world. He had a combination of the over 30 plus Sugagi, what the white man calls Sumerian tablets, mixed with the libraries of Kemet, and he created the library of Alexander. So him and the Ptolemies, which are the men he left in charge, had full access to the world's libraries of creation stories of ancient prophets, and from there they started formulating, stealing information, taking information, because all of the documents and evidence of the Ptolemies and Alexander show that they were very interested and worshipped Kemetians. So they formed a council called the Alexandrian Council, and from there created a book called the Septuagint, which is and a god called Serapis, which are the composite gods and composite books that are a composition of both the Sugagi stories, with the biblical stories mixed with Kemetic stories, mixed with their own fabricated stories, and thus we have the first Bible called the Septuagint.
you said some things that I kind of want to get into, but I'm gonna kind of get up out of that because I got a lot of questions. I have a few more questions that I like to ask.
What number question are we on right now?
This is number 4 you at right here.
We're just on. This is
okay. What?
What happened?
I'm number 18 yet, man. We're the same one because the elaboration of the answers. You know, do you see? Okay, you see Christianity as the Bible as a stolen. You do see it as plagiarized works. You mentioned some of them. Which ones do you don't see as a plagiarized work?
The books of Esther is an example. The book of Esther is not plagiarized from Kemet, at least.
So you mean that there are certain books in the Bible that may not be plagiarized, as opposed to certain Bibles not plagiarized?
Yes, because over 500,000 papyruses were burnt by the Romans, so we don't even have the comparative religious papyri to compare to where a lot of the Bible was taken from. So after the Bible was taken and composed to create the Septuagint, the Romans came in and burnt down the Library of Alexander. So I can't prove, for example, the whole book of Malachi came from a Kemetic papyrus, or the whole book of Ezra came from a Sugagi tablet. So because I can't verify that, I only discuss that which I can verify.
So there is. Hey, Sister Janice, are you trying to come in? You might need to go out and then come back in because it says device not connected. Sorry about that, y'all. Go ahead. Where was I at there? So what you're telling me is that there is books, there's scrolls, not scrolls, there's papyri and hieroglyphics that mimic whole books and chapters of the Bible.
No, that's what I didn't say.
Oh, okay. So we can't say that it's a plagiarism there. But anyway, I'll move on to something. I'll move on to something else. That's the
One second. We can't do the slippery slope logical fallacy. We make general sweeps. That's something that I don't do, and it's one of the reasons why it's hard for me to lose debates. Even though this is not a debate, but we can't do the logical fallacy slippery slope, which is to...
Yeah, we can't do it. Can you explain to me where slippery slope went at?
When you did the non sequitur, when you said because I said something about not all the books were taken, you made another sweeping comment of not all books were that it's not a plagiarism. That's called.
Yeah, I was thinking that if there's not whole books like the book of Genesis, the book of Psalms, the book of this, we can't say that that's plagiarism by the definition of plagiarism. That's not slippery slope. That's a fact, because it's not plagiarism. And that's not a logical fallacy. That's a fact. But what do you say about the children of Israel? Do you say they existed, they didn't exist? Or would you say that their spirituality was adopted from Egypt? Yes or no?
Okay. Did the children of Israel exist? They eventually existed, yes, because they exist now. Did they exist in ancient times? No. So yes, the children of Israel exist because there are people today calling themselves children of Israel. So there is a group of people calling themselves children of Israel.
Wait a minute, man. Hold up. Wait a minute. Stop the press. I mean, you got to stop the press right now. Hey, but you telling me, champ. But you see all of these quotes. I'm topic for debate.
Yes,
I see it.
Exactly.
Sister Janice, you probably need to go out and come back in if you want to try to get on, sis. All right, go ahead, y'all. So, at any point, would you say that Israelite spirituality is stolen, adopted, or plagiarized from Egypt?
Okay, so to go back to what you said, when you said it's not a logical fallacy and a slippery slope, you said if the whole book is not taken, it's not plagiarism. That's actually not the definition of plagiarism. So,
can you read the definition of plagiarism for us?
Absolutely, sure. I'll share the screen. We'll go to the etymological definition of plagiarism. Tell me if you guys can see the screen. Tell me when you guys can see the screen.
I can't see the screen. Hold on. I'm intelligent enough. There you go.
Can you guys see the screen?
Yes. Okay. I can't see that. I'm on the phone, so somebody has to read that. Can everybody see it? I got a small screen. I can't see it. Yeah, I can see it. I mean, I see the image, but these words I can't. Sister Janice, you hold up, everybody. Sister Janice, you hold up a spot. Can you go out and if you want to come back in? Because it says device is not connected, sister. All right.
Okay. The wrongful appropriation of another's ideas, writings, artistic designs, and giving forth as their own. That's the definition of plagiarism, which has nothing to do with taking a whole book. So I'd like you to correct that and agree that the definition is incorrect.
Okay, cool. But I'm still going down the same path because I don't know nothing about Egypt like that. So I'm asking you what ideas the Israelites stole or plagiarized from Egypt?
Wow.
What ideas, what artwork, all of those things, what would you say that the Israelites plagiarized from Egypt?
I'll give something because I'm not going to give out my whole topic of I'm not going to give out my whole ammunition of debates because these questions are being asked respectfully. You're being very respectful and logical, but they are being asked.
That's what I do.
Yes, they are being asked to build a debate. They're not being asked as a student. So as I'm not going to give you a lot. Okay. So
I just want your take. I'm intelligent enough to go dig up the answers for myself. I'm just discussing with you to see where you at and what's your take. Okay, don't get it twisted like I need your answers. I do research just like you do. So I don't need your answers. I am trying to get an idea of where you're coming from. That's what I'm doing. Okay. So what I'm trying to get to is that I don't see the Israelite spirituality as the same or even close by far from that of Egypt. Do you believe in life after death?
Okay, 1 moment please, brother, because we're still on the first question. I'm trying to do a screen share. I'm going to do a screen share.
All right. Okay, while you're doing that, Sister Janice, your device is not working, sister. You can maybe jump out and try one more time. It says device not connected. I'm just letting you know I'm not ignoring you. I see you. All right, go ahead, brother.
Okay.
See, I'm asking, let me make this clear. I'm asking this question really is connected to the second question. When I asked about Israelite spirituality, has they plagiarized it from Egypt, Kemet? Did they plagiarize their spirituality from Kemet? And I say that to say, and I say that to give an example, like Christians believe in life after death. I can see Egypt, for what I know, they believe in life after death. I'm asking you, do you believe in life after death?
Okay, I'm gonna screen share. Okay, and then I'll do this.
And do you believe that Israelites took that spirituality from Egypt?
1 second, my brother. I'm gonna get to your question about what was an example of plagiarism, but I like to present facts. Okay, so I'm gonna screen share. And tell me if you guys can see the screen. Can you guys see the screen? Everybody see my screen yet?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Yes. Has anybody heard of the Hezekiah bullet? 3 millimeter.
No, not Bullah. No.
Okay, this is
Hezekiah, not Bullah.
Okay, this is a piece of Israelite archaeology. The Bullah that excavated in 2015 was dated to the reign of King Hezekiah between 716 and 786 BC. There is the inscription Paleo-Hebrew. That's that pre-Hebrew that we were discussing, belonging to Hezekiah, as it says in quote, belonging to Hezekiah, son of Ahaz, king of Judah. Okay, this is the Hezekiah, what they call the Hezekiah Bullah. It's a good piece of archaeology. We're going to go to, I'm going to pull up the museum image of the Hezekiah Bullah, and I hope this shows up. If it doesn't, we'll just go to online because, okay, here we go. So here's the Hezekiah Bullah. I'm going to blow this up a little bit. Okay. This is the Hezekiah Bullah with that ancient Hebrew script talking about Hezekiah and Ahaz. This is a well-known piece of what they call Israelite archaeology. Can everybody see the screen, please? Yeah. Okay, good. I just want to know, everybody can see the screen? Wonderful. Okay, what we're looking at here, wings with the sun disk in the middle, and to the left, what I'm moving my mouse over, what would you guys call this symbol right here? This is called? Anybody?
That's the
What is this? Now, when Ahati was wearing this symbol yesterday, the brother Daquan was attacking this symbol, saying, "Get that penis off your neck, brother. Get that penis off."
In all these Facebook groups, they say that represents the penis and the vagina.
Yeah, true that.